Hi everyone, good morning all of you. In last lecture we discussed regarding the physical properties of the soil. In physical property of the soil we discussed regarding the different physical properties such as soil structure, which consist of the arrangement of soil aggregates. We know that there is a different arrangement of soil aggregates in different shape such as plate-like structure, prismatic structure, blocky structure, spheroidal structure. So these are the soil structure. Then we discuss regarding the soil texture. Soil texture is nothing but it is the classes of soil such as sandy soil, uh, silt soil and clay soil. So these are the texture of soil. Then we see the soil porosity. In soil porosity we focus on definition of porosity, and we see the type of porosity. Porosity, it is nothing but it is the space which are present or which are available between the soil particles, and the amount of pore spaces depend upon the soil particle, organic matter, texture, depth of the soil, cultivation. So these are the factors on which the soil porosity is depend. And finally we see the density of the soil. We know that the density, it means mass per unit volume, and in soil there are two type of density such as bulk density and particle density. In particle density, we consist only solid particles, but in bulk density, we calculate total weight, which concern solid weight of solid particle plus weight of pore spaces. So in bulk density, we calculate total weight of the soil. So in this way, there are two type of densities. Now in this lecture, we discuss regarding the chemical properties of the soil. So in chemical properties, there are some properties, or there are some reactions take place in the soil, and on which the productivity as well as fertility of the soil is depend, such as cation exchange capacity, soil acidity and soil colloids. These are the some operations, or these are the some process take place in the soil. First of all, we see the cation exchange capacity. We know that the cations are the ions which possesses the positive charge, and these cations are present in the soil, and these cations have a capacity, or these cations have a ability to exchange with cations in the solution. So this is the property. The cations in a clay which are capable of exchange their places with cation in solution, and this activity is called as cation exchange capacity. We know that when we supplied or when we provided fertilizer into the soil, this fertilizer mix or dissolve in the water which are present in the soil, and the nutrient solution is formed. And this nutrient solution, when rich with solid particles, the cation in the solid particles are exchanged with cations in the solution, and due to this process, or due to this reaction, this fertilizers or the solution, nutrient solution, is absorbed by the soil particles, and ultimately this fertilizer reaches to the plant root, and plant absorb that fertilizer. So cation exchange capacity, this process is essential, or this process is must for absorption of the fertilizer which we supplied. If the cation exchange capacity is low, or cation exchange capacity is not take place, then there is no absorption of the fertilizer by the plant, and so due to this reason the cation exchange capacity is most important. And this cation exchange capacity, the proportion or the degree of exchange is depend upon the soil structure, soil texture, because in clay soil the cation exchange capacity of the clay soil is high as compared to silt or loamy soil or sandy soil. In sandy soil there is a minimum cation exchange capacity, and this cation exchange capacity is expressed in milli equivalent per 100 grams. This is the unit of cation exchange capacity. And in sandy soil the cation exchange capacity is 5 to 10 milli equivalent per 100 gram, and in clay loam soil the proportion or the degree is 15 to 20 milli equivalent per 100 gram. And this cation exchange capacity is responsible for the nutrient availability and the absorption by the plants. तर कटायन एक्सचेंज कॅपॅसिटी म्हणजे काय की जे कटायन्स ज्या आयनला पॉझिटिव्ह चार्ज असतो त्याला आपण कटायन्स म्हणतो आणि हे कटायन्स सॉलिड पार्टिकल जे मातीचे कण असतात त्यामध्ये कटायन्स प्रेझेंट असतात. जेव्हा आपण फर्टिलायझर सॉलिड फर्टिलायझर असतील किंवा लिक्विड फर्टिलायझर असतील ते जेव्हा आपण सॉईलमध्ये प्रोव्हाइड करतो तेव्हा जे सॉलिड फर्टिलायझर आहे ते काय होतं त्या पाण्याबरोबर मिक्स होऊन त्याचं न्यूट्रिएंट सोल्युशन तयार होतं आणि ह्या न्यूट्रिएंट सोल्युशनमध्ये पण काय असतात कटायन्स असतात. मग त्या सॉईलला जर कटायन एक्सचेंज कॅपॅसिटी जास्त असेल तर काय होतं सॉलिड पार्टिकल्समधले जे कटायन्स आहेत ते लिक्विड पार्टिकलच्या कटायन्सशी काय होतात बॉन्ड होतात किंवा त्यांची जी प्लेस आहे ती प्लेस चेंज होते. म्हणजे जे कटायन्स सॉलिड पार्टिकलचे होते ते सोल्युशनच्या कटायन्सच्या जागेवर येतात आणि सोल्युशनचे जे कटायन्स आहेत ते सॉईलच्या सॉलिड पार्टिकल्सला येतात आणि ह्या प्रोसेसमुळं काय होतं की ते फर्टिलायझर सोल्युशन ते सॉलिड जे पार्टिकल आहे ते काय करतं ॲब्झॉर्ब करतं आणि जर सॉलिड पार्टिकल्समध्ये ते फर्टिलायझर सोल्युशन केलं तर अल्टिमेटली प्लॅन्टच्या रूटपाशी ते जातं आणि प्लॅन्ट ते फर्टिलायझर काय करतं ॲब्झॉर्ब करतं आणि ही जी प्रोसेस आहे त्याला आपण कटायन एक्सचेंज कॅपॅसिटी म्हणतो. हे कटायन एक्सचेंज कॅपॅसिटी काय इम्पॉर्टंट आहे की जर कटायन एक्सचेंज कॅपॅसिटी लो असेल किंवा कटायन एक्सचेंज कॅपॅसिटी जर त्या सॉईलमध्ये होत नसेल तर आपण कितीही फर्टिलायझर किंवा कितीही लिक्विड फर्टिलायझर वापरले न्यूट्रिएंट वापरले तरी ते त्या झाडं काय करू शकत नाही त्याचं शोषण करू शकत नाहीत ॲब्झॉर्प्शन करू शकत नाही. सो दिस इज द मेन इम्पॉर्टंट पॉईंट्स इन कटायन एक्सचेंज कॅपॅसिटी. In this slide you can see the image where the different nutrient particles or different constituents such as calcium, magnesium, potassium, these particles are held with solid particles and this process is done due to the cation exchange capacity because here calcium, magnesium, potassium have the positive charges. So these particles from the nutrient solution are held with cations in solid particles and due to this there is the high bonding between these particles and these cations are absorbed by the plants. In this image you can see that there is a soil particle. The soil particle is called as myceli and these myceli have negative charge while the cations which are present in soil solution the cations which are present in fertilizer solution have positive charge. So due to this reason the element or the constituents such as potassium, calcium, magnesium these are attracted to the solid particles and when these are attracted there is a close bonding or there is a absorption of that mineral and when the root hair come with contact with such soil particles the root hair absorb that constituents such as calcium, potassium. So in this way there is the absorption or there is the uptaking of nutrient by the plant roots. So this is the relation between solid particle and the cations which are present in the fertilizer solution after the transportation of that fertilizer element into the plant through the root hair. Then in this slide there is the farmer which who think about why the fertilizer which are supplied by him into the land is not absorbed by the plant because the answer is that there is the low cation exchange capacity. It means when the land or when the soil have minimum cation exchange capacity the fertilizer or the nutrient which are present in that soil that are not absorbed or that are not uptaking by the plants because cations are not attracted toward the soil particles or cations in fertilizer solution are not absorbed by the solid particles and due to this there is a minimum or there is a lack of uptake as well as absorption of these minerals through the root hairs. Then another important property is soil acidity. We know that before going to fertilizer we know the recommended dose of that fertilizer and due to pH testing or due to soil testing we know that which matter is lack in that soil, which matter is high in that soil. So soil testing is essential and in soil testing we calculate the acidity of the soil because the fertility, the productivity, all these things are depend or all these things are based on soil acidity. So on the basis of soil acidity, the soil is classified into acidic soil and basic soil and neutral soil. So the cultivation of any crop or cultivation of many crop, the favorable land or favorable soil is neutral soil, because in neutral soil many vegetable crops, many cereal crops, pulses crop, these crops are cultivated highly in neutral soil. If the pH of that soil is less than 7, that soil are categorized as acidic soil, and if the pH of the soil is more than 7, that soils are classified or that soils are categorized as a basic soil. So the pH is nothing but it is an active fraction of hydrogen ion which are present in the soil phase, and this soil acidity we measured the ionizable hydrogen ions. So this is the process of calculating the pH, or these are the methods of calculating pH by testing with litmus paper and by testing with pH meter. So these are the different methods. With the base of this instrument or this technique, we calculate the pH of the soil. Then third part is soil colloids. There are two types of soil colloids, such as mineral and inorganic mineral and organic colloids, and the chemical activity is take place in these colloids. The large particle like sand are chemically inactive, while the fine particles in clay soil are more active chemically. So these aggregates or these particles are called as soil colloids, and mainly two types of colloids are present in the soil, that is mineral colloids and organic colloids. The soil particles are negatively charged, are called as anions. The individual crystalline particle is termed as micelle. The hydrogen cations is most replaced by the soil colloids, and here the humus substances have very high cation exchange capacity. So these soil colloids play an important role in the productivity or in important role in the fertility, because if the particles are tiny, if the particles are fine, these are more chemically active, and when they are more chemically active, there is high cation exchange capacity, and the nutrient solution or the fertilizer are absorbed by that root of the plant is more. So the solid also play an important role. Also, if the mineral colloids are more in that soil, then the different minerals, the soil is rich in minerals. But if the mineral colloids are lack in that soil, there is the deficiency of different minerals, which causes and different deficiency symptoms into the plant. So the soil colloids are also important. If the humus or if the organic colloids are more, then the soil is more porous, and water holding capacity of that soil is also high. So the organic content is also important. Then organic content provide the organic carbon into the soil, and if the organic carbon is high, the productivity or the fertility of the soil is more. So these colloids also play an important role in soil productivity and fertility. In this image you can see that how the different nutrient or different minerals are attracted to the solid particles, as well as there is a present of different, if the humus is present in large amount in the soil, there is a large chemical bonding between the different element. जर मातीमध्ये ह्युमस जास्त असेल तर तुम्ही पाहू शकता की जे कॅल्शियम आहे, मॅग्नेशियम आहेत, पोटॅशियम हे जे कटायन्स आहेत ते जास्त त्या सॉईलमध्ये काय होतात, अट्रॅक्ट होतात, आणि त्यामुळे जेव्हा आपण FYM किंवा वर्मी कंपोस्ट असेल, FYM असेल, जे ऑर्गॅनिक मॅन्युअर जर आपण सॉईलमध्ये ॲड केली तर जे न्यूट्रिएंट किंवा जे मिनरल्स असतात ते मिनरलचं ॲब्झॉर्प्शनचं प्रमाण हे त्या जमिनीमध्ये जास्त असतं. त्यामुळे ह्युमस असेल किंवा ऑर्गॅनिक कार्बन या ऑर्गॅनिक सबस्टन्स त्या सॉईलमध्ये प्रेझेंट असणं गरजेचं असतं. सो इन दिस वे, इन दिस लेक्चर वी डिस्कस रिगार्डिंग द केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ द सॉईल. द main point in chemical properties of the soil are soil pH, because when we know the pH of the soil, when we know the acidity of the soil, then we go for its reclamation, or we know the information regarding the which element is stress or which element is in toxic condition. Another important point is cation exchange capacity. If the cation exchange capacity is more, then more or cations minerals are attracted by the solid particles, and these particles are absorbed by the plant. So cation exchange capacity is also important. And last point is soil colloids, which consist of mineral colloids and organic colloids. If the mineral colloids are more present in the soil, then the soil is rich in minerals, and when the minerals are lack, that causes the deficiency in the plant. Also, if the organic content, or we call the humus, if the humus is more, then there is a high proportion of organic carbon, and it enhances the soil productivity as well as soil fertility. So this is the chemical properties of the soil. Now I am stop here. Thank you.